Alright, this is part 3 of modeling a isometric police station, and I want to finish up this phone in this video here. So let's do this. Let's click there. And by the way, I should just remind you that in case you want to follow along with me, this is relatively easy stuff to do, for relative beginners. And the reference image that I'm using here, this thing here is available for download. So if you want to follow along with me, feel free. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to make the phone. So here we go. What I'm going to do this is I'm going to bring in a cube, scale that way down to make the handset or whatever you call that thing. Control 2 for 2 subdivisions. And let's take maybe just those 2 things. Select both those 2 things. Press the slash key and isolate them. Press 3 to look from the side. And we've got that thing. Okay, I'm going to go into edit mode and Control R to put an edge loop there. And what I want to do now is I want to delete these faces. I want to get all these faces. Let's just do that and get rid of that one, and then I can get that one. Okay, so I've got that piece. Okay, let's go ahead and apply that subdivision and Control 1 for even one more. And that's what it looked like. Back in edit mode, select that, bring it back just a little bit, and I'm going to press, turn to the side, you can see this a little bit better. E and S, I'm going to come out just a little ways. E, extrude down like this, and then E and S, let's come in a little ways. E, pull it back in this way, but scale it. E and S, come in like that, and F, make a face. Not even going to see that part anyhow, so I'm going to put an edge loop up, not tight, just like that, just for a bit of support, and I want that. Okay, now here's what I'm going to do. Back into edit mode, 3 for face selection, C for paint select, or circle select. I think it's paint select. I'll just go with those ones there. Okay, E to extrude, pull them down. I'm going to bring an edge loop up like that, and then I'm going to, in wireframe, I'm going to box select those ones there, SZ0, and pull it down a little bit more, X faces. Let's go back in a solid view. Okay, now I'm going to select that, so we'll pull it up, Shift S, cursor to selected, and I'm going to go ahead and apply mirror in the Z direction, and if it looks all funny, don't forget to set origin to geometry of this guy. Set origin to 3D cursor is what I mean. Turn on clipping, however, and let's take this and let's just pull it in a little bit, and we'll have that. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and apply the mirror and select that edge and Control B to bevel. I'll pull it out like that, and then I'm going to roll my mouse up. Let's just go for 3 times. I'm going to Shift Alt and click that edge, and then turn on proportional editing and start pulling. Whole phone's moving, so scroll up to make a smaller circle. There's the circle, and just give it a little bit of a curve like that. Nothing too extreme. And there's my handset. Okay, let's look from the side now. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Just don't forget to turn on proportional editing. Just globally make it a bit bigger like that. Okay, and my 3D cursor's there, that's fine. I'm going to do something else. Let's try a circle with 18 vertices. Scale it in. Something to hang the phone on. Okay, we'll look from the top, number 1, and I am going to box select all those. I think we'll get rid of those. We'll have that piece, and I'll pull it in and sort of get a sense for this. Maybe I'll scale it a bit, and let's extrude, give it a bit of thickness. Now we can scale it so it doesn't go in like that, like that. Okay, I think I like that. I'm not sure yet. Let's try solidify. It's kind of what I'm going for, but just not quite so thick. And then move it back. Just look at it. I'll flip the polys in a bit. That's gonna be what I'm gonna go for. I'm going to go ahead and apply that. Let's come in Alt N and recalculate outside, and then just focus on that. Shift H, and let's look at the back. Well, we're going to do Control 1 anyhow, so I might as well do that. Put an edge loop and Control B, split it, but roll back to 0, and just bring it up like that. And edge loop up near the front on both sides. Not bad for what I want to do. Very simple. And then just in face selection, just select those two faces and extrude them back. We'll get rid of those faces. Bring an edge loop in here. I can straighten that out actually. Let's scale it in the SY0 to flatten it. Let's see. Alt H to bring that back. Yeah, that does hit the phone. That's fine like that anyhow. I don't think I want it there though. Just down a bit. And we have that. Yeah, okay. All right, let's slash key to bring everything back. And I'm going to take that. I want it to be black. I'm just going to do something like this. Okay. And then next I will come in and I'm going to select maybe right there. Shift 8. What do I do? Cursor to select it anyhow. And I'm going to bring in a circle again. We'll go for 18. And make like a chord that comes off of it. Nothing complicated, mind you. Wouldn't want that. Let's extrude down. In. Down. In a bit more, just like that. The chord will cover that. Shift Alt and click the sharp edges there, and that one as well. Control B to bevel. I'll put one subdivision and Control 1. Shade smooth and an edge loop in here. And maybe do I need any more really? Get off there. I don't think I do. Okay, I'm going to look from the side there. Actually, let's just focus on those two things. I'm going to look from the side. That's what I wanted to do. I'll scale it a bit. I'm going to rotate this, push it in. It'll be there. Okay. Now I'll select it. Shift S, cursor selected. And I'm going to bring in a curve path. There it is. Rotate Y90, scale it, and move it down. Okay, there it is. And let's see, I'll probably have to scale it a bit more. And then just take this piece and just do a few things with it. And bring it back. And I'm going to give it some thickness, and then we'll see where it ends up. Let's bring everything back. Okay, now I can just adjust the position of that thing. So, yeah. Let's take all this stuff and slide it around the back. Okay, let's take that and the body. Take these things and just pull them out. And I'd like to make it a little bit thicker if I could. also like to make it black or dark. It's not really very visible, but it's there. It'll cast a bit of a shadow. Okay. Yeah. And that's my phone right there. Maybe I want to move it a little bit more central though. I don't know. That piece. This one and this one. Let's make sure that's in the phone collection. I think I just wanted to put it there. So one more time, I'll just adjust this cord. Maybe I can just pull that out. Yeah, okay. There we go. There's my telephone. I'd love to do more details on it, but I better not. Okay, so let's do a little bit more now in the interrogation room. I'm going to look from the top, and I'm going to put my cursor right there and come back to this. Shift A, mesh, plane, scale it down. And I'm not necessarily going to do it the size of this drawing. We're going to see how big it needs to be. So I'll start with that, but I'm going to be looking over at this chair periodically. I'm making other chairs. Whether I do that in this video or not, I'm not sure. Let's extrude that up. Okay, slash key to focus on that. On the underside, eye to inset, come in a ways, extrude down. Eye to inset, come in a ways, extrude up. It doesn't matter what we do after that. But before I do anything else, I'm going to take that piece and use that Shift D, scale it down, scale in the X. I'm going to eventually make that a square, but I'm going to P to break it out for now, and I'm just going to leave it, and I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to add a bevel to this. So I'm going to Shift Alt and click these edges. Right there. Control B and pull like that, and I'm going to go for a total of 5. I think I got 5 there. Select all the sharp edges there. Again, you're not really going to see underneath the table, but just for completion, let's do it. Pull a little bit, and I would have that. I'll come back to that in a bit. Let's take this. Let's go Control 7. Look from the bottom. Scale that. That's relatively square, so let's bring it up here. Okay, and GZ, it's going to be around there. Let's start with that. Let's press A to extrude and come down, scale in a little bit. Okay, I'm going to pull it down. And I'm going to get rid of the bottom face there. I think or the top face there, and I think I'll get rid of the bottom face there as well. And at this point, I'm going to select the outer edges and bevel this, Control B. And I could probably get away with a total of 3. There's 2, 1 more in there. And again, we'll deal with shading and stuff later. Let's take this and push it back up until it makes contact, and have a look at that. Okay, my 3D cursor is right there. I'm going to set the origin to the 3D cursor and add a mirror, and I get one there. And let's see if I add, do I want to add another mirror? No, I don't. I just want to do that. Let's bring everything back and see what that looks like. Well, we can always adjust the size of that later if need be. So I'm going to select both M, new collection, and I'm going to call that wooden table. And I want to get let's see, this wood color on it. So I'm going to select it and come over here, click, go to hex, select, Control C to copy, and come over here on hex there, and Control V. Same thing on this. Just want to make sure, yeah, everybody's playing nice. Okay, so what I thought I would do next is create like a wooden chair, a really simple wooden chair. And by the way, is that the same shade, just the lighting's different? I just want to check. No, it's not. Let's Control C that. I might actually prefer that. Yeah, that's what I wanted. There we go. I'm gonna put that on there as well. For now, have everything the same brown. Okay. All right. Well, what can I do here? Let's just go ahead. Let's bring in another plane. We'll start building the chair out of that. So let's it's already peed. Let's slash the focus on it. Okay, so here we go. Let's extrude it up to give it some thickness. And let's see. Very similar to the table. Hide inset. E, come down. I, and E. I'm going to use that for a leg right there. Shift D, P, scale it. Yeah, I'm going to do very similar stuff on this thing. Okay, so this is the back part of the chair right there. I was thinking, let's see, what if I grab these edges and scale them in the Y a little bit to do that? That wasn't very much. I don't want it very much, really, just a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and we'll bevel all of these edges now. Just like before, Control B. I'll put that. You know what, actually, I take it back. I'm going to bevel the back different than the front. Control B. I want a little bit at the back, but at the front, I want it bevel. I want a bigger curve like that. I'm going to roll my mouse up a few more times. Let's grab the sharp edges here. And that might be too round for, where was I? For some people, but I like the cartoon kind of look. Okay, a little bit of a pull and a few segments. All right, we'll do a shading a bit like I said. I could show you what I want to do anyhow. It's nothing special. Weighted normal and auto smooth is what I'm going to do. Okay, now we got that. Chair legs. Control 7 from the bottom. Let's start with that, extrude it down, scale it. Okay, do I have the front and the back all messed up? No, that's okay. Yeah, I'm all right. Whew. Okay, let's just take this though and look from the front and just move it down and say, okay, I want it about maybe there. So I can actually take this down. Yeah, okay, now back to this slash key. Okay, I'm going to come in and I'm going to Shift S cursor selected because I moved it around. And I'm going to mirror this guy. Set the origin of 3D cursor. That's not what I want, that's what I want there. Okay, and then I'm going to take this and Shift D and I'm going to pull it back. But I may have to come in a little bit because of the way I did this chair. Okay, that's which is okay to do. Hopefully it won't look too bad. I'm not going to come in that much. All right, good enough. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, I haven't beveled these legs, have I? Can I shift H and have a look at this? Okay. I want one of these pieces, shift D, just pull it way up. Oh, I got a mirror on it, it's just fine. Okay. Back to these legs now. I want to delete that face. I'm going to delete the bottom face. I'm not like really worried about polys or anything, but I'm just doing it. Okay. Okay, let's bring that stuff back. Let's make sure we've saved. I'm going to select just the legs and slash now, and I want to bevel them. In fact, that's okay. I'll just do it this way with the mirror still on. So just getting the vertical edges here. Control B, pull, and I just need probably one in there. Well, total of 3, but all right. You know what? These ones as well. I'm going to go ahead and apply the mirror on these. In fact, I'm even going to join them together. And I'll put on weighted normal and auto smooth. Let's bring stuff back. Keep saving. Okay, I want to focus just on the chair stuff. Okay, now, here's what we're doing next. We're going to pull this stuff to the back and down, and maybe a little smaller. And where's the front? I don't know. Extrude up to a height that you're happy with. Okay. Okay, that's all right. Maybe a bit higher. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do, let's see, how do I want to do this? Let's take the side, Shift D, pull it out, scale this in the Z to make a part that you can rest on, scale it in the X a little bit thinner, pull it in and up. Okay, so I've got the mirror on. Now I want to make sure I've got clipping on, extrude, join, delete faces. Now I'm going to select that. I don't want it that thick. Scale that in the X. Like that. And now I can Shift D, drag it down here, scale it in the Z to make it smaller, and down near the bottom. Okay, so far so good. We will have to bevel all this stuff in a bit, and we'll get to that. Now just come in and let's just take this and Shift D. Let's break it out. Get rid of that mirror for the moment. Okay, I'm going to rotate this. Rotate X 90. Scale it in the Y. I'm going to scale it in the X a little bit as well, so that it fits on there. And I'm just going to take this end and push it up to there. Yeah, okay. I'll go ahead and mirror this. Shift D and do another one. Maybe move them over. And grab this one, Shift D, pull it in, make sure clipping is on, touch them, pull them out a little bit to make a bigger piece in the middle, like that. Okay, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and apply all mirrors. And let's see what we got. We got this piece. Now, I think to bevel this well, I'm going to break these pieces out. So I'm going to select a piece of it, Control L, T, and break them out like that. Those two I can do together, and those two I can do together. So let's actually Shift H and look at this thing here. So I got something in the middle here I want to get rid of. I want to get rid of this face. And I don't even need that edge here. In fact, that one and that one, I can dissolve those edges. I can try to dissolve those edges. Alright, I got a mirror on there. Sorry about that. There we go. Alright, I might as well start with this. And I'm just going to go through and choose all of these sharp edges all the way around. And try not to miss some. This is just the way that I like to do it. I mean, you could just use the bevel modifier. I like to do it this way, though. Assuming I got them all, Control B. Let's put just one segment in there. Get a little bit of a bevel going. Add weighted normal and Alt H and bring back, let's see, these ones. Let's focus on them. And we can get rid of, is there any modifiers on here? We can get rid of the sides. Really, I want to keep the edge because I want to use it in a moment. So let's just select the edges here. Control B. And the usual. Okay, what have I not done? These guys. Yes, let's just join them. In fact, we're going to be joining it all again in just a moment, so it might be sort of a strange way for me to do it. I really don't think I need these bottom faces. And then just go around, select all the edges. And there. Control B. And the top edges. And just make sure they don't cross over as you pull it. Don't make them go like that. Okay, there we go. Now, is there anything I want to change? I don't know, I'll keep it. Let's Control J that stuff. And let's focus on the chair. I just want to look at the dimensions of the chair now. And I also want to look and see if I have any mirror modifiers or anything. I guess it's okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and maybe I do it best in wireframe. I'm going to select, I'll do that. The bottom edge here and bring my 3D cursor there because I'm going to rotate this back. Okay, I don't need to be in wireframe anymore. My 3D cursors there. I'm going to switch over to 3D cursor, put my pivot there, and I'm going to look from there, and I'm just going to hit R to rotate, and I'm just going to move it back. In fact, before I do that, though, I think I'll try to curve this a little bit. I might, yeah, just select an edge. I don't have to be there. I can be a median point. I'm going to turn on proportional editing, and I'm going to pull, and I'm just going to roll my mouse up a bit, and just get a little bit of a curve on that. Maybe I'm not going to do that. Am I going to do that? Let's see. Well, I'll do that. I'll put some subdivisions on these things. Maybe I'll do that, and I'll just yank these out, and I'll put a few subdivisions. Not that many. Okay, and grab these center ones, and we'll use proportional editing again. And just, just round it a little bit. That's good enough. My 3D cursor is still down there, so I'm going to switch to 3D cursor now. And I'm just going to hit R to rotate it. And that's it. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Okay, now it's just a question of if it fits. It's obviously too big. I can actually, what do I got that? I got a bevel on this? Yeah, I have a bevel on that. Let's try joining it and seeing what we get. I'm okay with that. So it's now one piece. And I'm thinking, what am I thinking? I'm just made it a tiny bit smaller. No, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. All right, I'm going to go for a similar color. So I'm going to select the chair. Actually, I'm going to select that and come in here and just copy that again. And I'm going to put that on the chair. I might change some of these colors later on, but that's the basic idea. Okay, and what have I got on the table? Let's make that into its own collection. Wooden chair. Let's copy it, bring it over, and go back to median point and just rotate it around and position it a bit differently and see how we like the scene so far. Yeah, I'll do some different colors probably, but okay. Sit a little bit lower on these chairs than on this one. In fact, I've been looking at this chair and thinking to myself that I want to change the size of it a little bit anyhow. Do I have everything? Well, I can just do it this way. Yeah. Okay, so we've made a little bit of progress. I'm going to put some items on the table here and cork board, etc., etc. But I think we'll leave it at that for now. I hope you're enjoying the series. I certainly am. I can't wait to get back to this, but we'll leave it at that for now.